is AdaJS. We are a group that tries to empower women to enter the JavaScript world. So all of our talks are directed to women, and our speakers are, of course, female. Thanks to ThoughtWorks for having us today here. They provide us with drinks and food, will be later. And I think that's it. You can introduce yourself. Okay.
Hi. Okay. Hi, I'm Silvia. This is Virginia. She's a Scrum Master and I'm a Node.js developer, kind of. I think we knew about visual thinking almost at the same time at work with this agile system. You know, there are a lot of pictures and images and things like that. So as both of us like to draw a little bit, but we are not experts at all. We start to learn about it, go to some meetups or courses on things like that. And we wanted to move the visual thinking to our day-to-day work, which is visual thinking for developers. So now I think I hear myself better. Okay, I will start with what is visual thinking. I think for most of the people, when we hear about visual thinking or some kind of that, we usually see the images and everything, and we think it's something for people who draw very perfectly. So that's why I put here some good draws. So many people think they cannot use visual thinking in their life because they don't know how to draw. But what we want to express today is this is not the case, and we will do some examples and define some things where you will see what we are talking about. I also forgot, this is our agenda today. As you know, we use draws. We start with the introduction, which will be this and a little bit more. Then we will talk about the what we call process visualization. After that, we will say no to boring documentation. We will also share with you some templates we think you will want to use, and we will end with any question you have, okay? Let's start with some game. Yeah. Here we have a red screen, and we would like you to say words, the first word that appears to your mind when you see the red. So speed up.
Error.
Sorry? Error.
Error. McDonald's.
Yes.
Good one.
Danger.
Danger.
Danger. Something else.
Strawberry. Okay. Anything else?
Stop.
Stop. Good. As you can see, it was like error and things like that. So developers, some treats, the signals that we know. I think it's usually what also appears is the heart, love, something like that. We will now continue with blue. What do you think? What do you think?
When you see this color, what came to your mind?
Sky.
Water.
Cool. Water.
Windows blue screen.
That's a good one.
Yeah, because it's a label.
Yeah. And I will finish with the green. What do you think when you see the green? Tree.
Things working.
Things working. Lot of developers. That's good. Okay, also, well, nature, things like that. Okay, actually there is a lot of research on the color psychology and emotions. Here we have a wheel of emotions. It's, I think for me, some of the funniest thing I read is like yellow is the funniest color, the happiest color. And also that it's supposed, I don't have kids, so I don't know, but it's supposed that little kids don't like it, so they cry when they see things in bright yellow. Yes. Then we have green, which is nature and things like that, but I don't know if it's in US or whatever, but it's supposed that long ago it meant fertility also. Then we have red, which is energy, danger. Also, it means someone is hungry. Hungry. So if you take a look at here we have Coca-Cola, we have McDonald's, we have
KFC.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you. So a lot of enterprises that have food, and they use the red color. Also regarding the green, it's ecological, things like that, and I think it's funny that you have the BP and you have all the gas there. Okay. Well, what else? We have the blue, which is supposed to be calm and relaxed, and usually a lot of offices use it.
Or the social like Facebook, Twitter. So use the blue because it's supposed to be calm, and in theory the people like it more. So maybe it works.
Yes. And I think you get the info. Okay, now we do another game. If you see the word idea, I think you will get an image in your mind. You will not see idea in your mind. You will think of something. So if you read idea, what image comes to your mind?
The light
bulb. Yeah. Anything else? I think it's the most common. Okay. I think it's the most common. Usually, when we think of an idea, we think of this. If we think of a problem, any image?
Question mark.
Question mark?
Lightning.
Lower?
Lighting.
Okay. Nothing else? Okay. Here we have a little things. First, we have the question mark. We also have some people stressed because they have a problem. We have also what in math means problem, okay? And a person with, yes, this exclamation mark. But I think for developers, this also means a problem, okay, a bug. So it depends also in the context, you get some different images. If we think of opinion, what comes to your mind? A bubble? Yeah? Okay, yeah. All of them more or less are bubbles, and I always say about this one, which is like, I forgot the name of the app.
Yeah, it's like, well, like Tinder, basically you are giving an opinion or feedback, so it's like, well, this is really new to represent this kind of, this icon, represent that. But yeah, we have different icons that, depending on the context, but can mean the same word. In this case, opinion.
Okay, and now we have images. Okay, I think if we are in nowadays we have the emoticons and everything. We are used to see images and relate it to something. So if you see this image, what do you think about? Upload. Okay. Anything else? Well, the cloud. This one, which is some old
Phone call.
phone call. The telephone. This one. Big problem.
Big problem.
Or someone is stressed or things like that. And this one is a little bit more difficult. I think this one can make many different communication. Sorry? Multiple paths. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think you can say opinion also here, and decision, things like that. With this picture, you really see that sometimes it depends in the context. You get what the person wanted to express. Okay.
Okay, with this exercise, we wanted to show you that basically on the day by day, we are basically using the visual thinking, right? When we say some word, or when you think in vacations, you don't see the word vacation in your mind. You're maybe thinking about the beach or plane, something like that. Okay, so we wanted to show you that it's something really common, and it's something that sometimes we don't really aware that we are using it. Okay, so more formal way of what is visual thinking. The word said by itself is thinking visually with images. Okay, but here with the visual thinking, we're trying to give you tools and techniques to represent this, the ideas you have visually more easily, and to represent not only ideas but also problems, tell a story. Okay, so the people that you're explaining or telling these stories, they can get the message better, or have more probability that the people is going to understand that. Okay, so this is not a skill that some of you, that Silvia and I, we have, and only few people can apply in their work on your day by day. No, everybody here, and everybody in the world have the ability to think in pictures. Okay, and why is that? Because 70 to 80% of our brain is made to process the images. What does this mean? Basically that if we have like a big text over here explaining something to you, okay, we are going to understand it, but we have to really focus and pay attention with what we're reading. And okay, the message is going to get to us, or if we really focus on that, but it's different that we add some pictures, some colors, sometimes it's useful. Also blank spaces for the mind to rest sometimes on the reading. Okay, so this is, obviously, we have to be careful on applying this because we can abuse of using that. This doesn't mean that everything right now is going to be images and icons and colors. No. We have to find a balance, and really when the situation or the text and the context ask for something visually, well, use it. Obviously there are situations like an important paper you need to do and that needs to meet some guidelines. Obviously you can start putting some colors. No, there are situations like we can't do this. But in our day by day, and the tools that we are using, mostly common, the tools maybe Confluence or the GitHub tools like are common on developers, we can apply this. So internally on the work, so it's really interesting that the results that you can get applying this. So the intention for us today is to give you like a little introduction. You can see that this is not rocket science. This is not like a difficult science that we are going to give you the answer to everything. No, it's really simple. But the idea is like, hey, really take conscious of this and what impact you can have. Okay, so, well, one more thing. I don't know if you wanted to ask you first, someone here heard about visual thinking before, sketch notes, graphic facilitation, yeah, some words, yeah? Yeah, because right now it's like sometimes like new fashion, or like, oh, all the companies want to do this, or all the companies want to be agile or Scrum, or why? But have you think why all the companies want to do this? Don't you ask yourself why? Because today the business and the companies are changing. The changes that they are suffering is really fast. Tomorrow we can have a new technology, or the users can change or what they want. So the business and the company have to adapt really fast. So that's why they are applying these methodologies and frameworks like Scrum, Kanban to really be better on adapting on these changes. Okay, so basically the uncertainty is the only certain thing we have right now. Tomorrow we don't know if what we are doing right now, all the companies, or here that we are doing some apps, if tomorrow is even going to work. So we need to have really the tools to adapt to this. So visual thinking is something, it's a way, it's a tool, techniques to help with this. Agile, Scrum, Jira, I don't know, someone here is Jira. It's really visual. So the boards, the tickets, really simple as the developers having avatars. It's really quick to know, hey, what do you have the ticket here? You recognize the avatar, maybe have a dog, I don't know. Doesn't matter, but it's visual. So you're already using this. Okay, so about the impacts, good impacts we can have using visual thinking. Well, communicate faster, and not only that, also message received. Basically, that what you are explaining is really the people understanding that. Some example is like here are a lot of developers, right? When you are explaining some technical thing, and you're explaining, okay, you're talking about it, and you are seeing like, no, he's not getting that, and you take a piece of paper and pen and start to doing some boxes, some arrows, it's not a work art, no, but it works, right? So it's a way to guarantee that you are explaining yourself well. Speaking the same language, we don't mean English, Spanish, no. We, like before, the example that you are saying that the last icon that Silvia showed, that someone said opinion, someone said choices, I think. I don't remember, the last icon. Okay, maybe have different meaning, okay, on different people. So really have like a dictionary of icons or visually. Is having the same language, okay? Okay, if you see like a little ladybug or a worm, this means a bug. Okay, this is the same language for everybody. Clarify the process. Well, it's simple to understand the process. The little boxes usually helps. Simplify the steps. If you have a problem or if you want to do something, have it, plan it visually. What are the steps? What do you need to follow? Visually helps to achieve the goal you want to do. To the point. This is really important. What does this mean? Basically, this apply on meetings. When here someone have been on a meeting that maybe have a goal, the meeting, but you go to the meeting and basically the people talk for an hour and you get out of the meeting and you don't get anything. Yeah, is that common? And okay, so we're going to present some templates or to help to keep the focus on the meeting. Okay, and that doesn't mean that the things they're saying on the meeting are not important. Maybe are important, but that wasn't the meaning of the meeting, the goal of the meeting. So maybe you can identify. Okay, we can treat that later. But this meeting was to decide which color we need to paint the walls, something like that, okay? So keep the focus. Other good thing is to identify hidden links, dependencies between things. This can help when you are implementing some feature, something like that, and maybe you have one more team, you have the, I don't know, database team and the front-end team. Have it visually, the dependency between them can help on the daily work. And well, feedback is the fastest way, or can help you to give feedback about something, and because it's fun. We are using it, or mostly people are using it day by day. WhatsApp, Telegram, send the stickers, emojis, GIF, on Slack. If you're using Slack, the reactions. Because it's fun. Why not applying this also on our daily work? Okay. So the next step, we pass to process visualization.
Okay. I would say that as you are developers, I think you will be used to have something to do. And then when you try to, sometimes you have a bug or you have problems while you are developing it, And sometimes you have to explain to your client what you are doing, or to your boss what you are doing and what it is, why it's failing. But it's so difficult to explain to them where is the problem, what is happening, why it's taking so long. And sometimes it's also happen with your team of developers, as she said before. Usually you use the squares and you draw some things to explain, okay, we have to do this, I think we can do it like this, we can do it like that. So what we want to express with the process visualization is that I will have two examples. The first is at our work, we have there was an application with a web login. This is the test, what the login does, and I think this is really boring. And sometimes if you also read it, you get lost or you don't understand why it's happening. What I changed, I use some draws. I didn't draw this, I look in the internet, okay? But it was just that there was, they have to log in their web, the login in their web, they have to log in into, in Salesforce and Liferay, okay? So they have to do both logins, and here you can see all the flow. And one of the things why they have a bug, and it was later, is that as they were logged into platforms. Sorry, they didn't know when they logged out. They were only logging out from one of them. So one of the bugs was that they were logged in. They were still logged in one. I think if they have used this picture, they will have known, okay, we are logging first here, then here. When we do the logout, what happened with these both platforms? And also, it's easy if you have a problem here. You can maybe explain to your boss, I have a problem here, and it's with this, which is not mine, which is something I have to learn. So this is one of the examples, and this is the other one. This is a tricky one also. Is push notifications in an application. Okay. When I wrote this, because it's in a project that I work, when I wrote this, I really got like that. Okay. I wrote it like it was appearing to my mind, but I know if I explain this to someone, they will not understand it. And usually this is something we have to explain to the client, how they notify their clients with a push notification. But I think with the picture is quite easier, because what they know is they want someone in their team to send push notifications. We have a new application, and the result will be that the phone receives the notification. But behind this, there was a process that it's complicated to express, but with the pictures it's easier. And also, the team, the client usually use this backend, which is the app backend, but it is not the case in this one. For the push notifications, they don't have to point to this. So I think with this picture, they will see all the connections. And if I have a problem with Apple, because I'm not sending the correct notification, so it is not being received to the application, I can say them, okay, this is not here, but it's here, okay, we have a problem here and we are investigating it. So I think this is the perfect way to help yourself to explain, to talk with your team and also with your clients. And here was the two examples. Now, the boring documentation.
Well, say no to boring documentation. Okay, here I have some examples. They are real examples of basically of documentation that we have on the company we're working, and as other documentation, okay, I think we can improve that, okay? So, and not taking a lot of time. So I wanted to show you some real examples about this. First, I'm going to show you this one is in a GitHub. On our company, the developers decide to have some documentation on the GitHub, and usually like that, they like it more than Confluence. Okay, so basically this is their documentation. You can see that, okay, it's not that bad because they have some titles, bullet points, list. So yeah, okay. The first esta, when you first look at this, looks good, but I don't know. Well, it's so natural to me that I get bored with this, and and sometimes I don't remember what I read. The day after, a week after, it's like I don't remember where I see it, where I read it. So I basically go to Google and Google it. So you don't use the documentation on your company. So what I did, I do this. So okay, it's about JavaScript. Why not put the icon of JavaScript? Emojis is something that you have on the README, and you can put it like really simple. And another good thing about GitHub, you can add GIFs. So why not to put something that, okay, relax a little bit, and also really important to this add some blank space. So it's like, okay, this is like an introduction, this is where I start the documentation. And the rest, you can see that don't change a lot. Maybe an emoji here, maybe something over here, okay? Calling style, well, another GIF, not abuse, you're not going to put a GIF in every title, but maybe in the more important sections. So, seeing like that, it looks like some better. And the merge, well, you're familiar with this, right? So, why not to put something that makes a click in your head, that maybe sometimes when you are having a problem with merge, okay, I remember that I saw something about that, so maybe I can go over there and check about this. So, and the rest, really simple. So, little things that, if you compare,
I would say,
yeah,
that's okay. I would say an example that happened to me yesterday. In our company, we are moving from one Confluence to another, so all the documentation has been migrated. There are some of the documentation which is in a project which is not longer working, and we have a list of test users there, and my team used to go there to see the test users, and I wanted to move that page of test users to the new Confluence, but I didn't want to delete the old one just because maybe, I don't know, I don't like to delete the things till they disappear. And one of my mates told me, but put something that, because maybe I go there and I don't see that I'm in this page, and I change the page there instead of in the correct way. Okay, what I did was I put a really highlight in red deprecated page. Please go to this page, and after that I put a GIF of Gandalf, you shall not pass. And then I told him, do you think that now you will go there and change it? Okay, that's good. So everyone laughed, and at the same time everyone understood that there was no way to write there. So it was a fun one.
Yeah, it's something really simple, and you can see here, same information, same content, but this is better, right? This one on the right, that is it like, I don't know,
Attraction.
yeah. So yeah, when I showed that we do this presentation when with Paki and some other developers on the company, and they asked me, hey, do a pull request with that, please. We want that. So they don't want this anymore. That basically they told me that we don't use this, but when they saw this, they wanted to have it. So it have an impact. So it's good to see that. Okay, other example that I have is with Confluence, okay? This is a real example also. I start working as a Scrum Master in a project, and they have on the Confluence, I export the PDF because I don't have access to the Confluence because it's the company, but basically imagine this is Confluence. And basically the workflow, they have it documented like this, okay? A table with a lot of status, some explanation, and well, some notes over here. But at the when you first see this, you don't have, I don't know, I didn't have clear how was the process, the workflow on the Jira, how the tickets move. So I had to read it, to see it, and okay, maybe I read everything and it's clear. But when you first enter to the page, you don't have it. I didn't understand that. And also it was like, whoa, there are a lot of status here. Okay, and what I simple did a flow, a diagram, really simple, with all the status, the transition between them, what happens on when, what needs to be done for a ticket to move from one status to another. For example, in this particular team, when the ticket is in doing, they create and they are done the development. They create the pull request, and when the pull request is approved and merged, then they move the ticket to develop. So this is a condition that needs to be done to be able to move this. Okay, so it's really simple, and also this really helps because you can see which status are really in progress. Because if you take a big picture, it's like, okay, the tickets can be here to do in progress. That is all this, and any status of this means that the ticket is in progress, and the closed one. But also, that doesn't mean that we don't need the table. No, we need the table. We need the detail of every status, because maybe there are information really specific on some status that we can add here, because if you add more text here, maybe you don't understand it anymore. So, okay, keep the table, but match at least the colors here. But this is blue, this is yellow. Okay, matching the colors here with the diagram you have up there. And same information. The only thing, they have a responsible, so I add like a star, like to catch the attention. Hey, this needs to, someone is responsible to do this, and not everybody. Okay, and so basically, where is my presentation? Okay, here. Same information, same content, but that's get the message better and faster to the readers. Okay, and the other example that I have is about the reports. Okay, I know that I was a developer before being a Scrum Master, but being a developer, sometimes I found the situation that maybe I have to do a little report on what is done, what is not, what is pending to be done, what is causing problems, something like that. Okay, so basically, what happens? Someone sends an email, and you talk about the technologies, the environments, the features that are developed, what is pending to be developed, and maybe this is more not a developer, but it's a general report of the user story development, and maybe a table with the sprints, the detailed sprint. Okay, this looks like a normal report, okay, that maybe nobody reads, because sometimes I do the documentation that I see it and I don't even going to read it, so don't fool yourself. So this is the other way to do it. Same information. If it's Angular, well, put the icon of Angular, put the icon of the technology. At the first time, you don't have to read it, and you already know information. You know that it's Angular, you know that it's backend, you know that a lot of features developed, but also some features pending to develop. And also be careful on what represents the icon. If you put something like a check, basically normally this means that is done, that is correctly, that was delivered. So it makes sense to have a check on the things that are developed. And well, with this, why not add a post-it with information, the things that are completed green because it's good, it's completed like you say before, and the red is like, hey, this sprint maybe wasn't too good. So get the same as before, you get the message, same information, but a little represented a little different. Like here the colors are not so good. You get them. And the other, I think I don't forget any of the templates. Oh no, any of the, okay. Yeah. Okay, about the templates. Here, like I mentioned before, like we are at the meetings, and you don't know, I don't know if here, if like me, you mostly have remote meetings with calls with somebody that is in France, I don't know, somewhere else, and you need to make a call, and it's easier for the people to get distracted. Not all the people really are focused on the content that are really talk about the meeting. So one way I use when I do meetings like that, and basically the meeting have a goal. We are going to have a meeting to solve this problem. Okay, you put the meeting 1 hour, 2 hours, something like that, but you have a goal. It's not a meeting like brainstorm, and no, it's a meeting with a goal. So and it's a remote meeting, a simple tool, Trello, simple, free. Everybody should have access. And in this case, I wanted to have represent if you have a meeting that you need to solve a problem. Okay, problem. What do you need to problem when you have this meeting? Okay, first for the people, which things you already try, and don't waste time on talking about that, because I already tried and I know that it didn't work, and have new ideas. At least for a first meeting to really have a starting point. Maybe you later need to have a meeting to discuss a specific how to implement an idea, but that is something else. That needs to be discussed in another meeting, not in a meeting that basically you need to see the big picture and which options you have to solve this problem. So I wanted to do a really quick exercise here, and I didn't want to put something with related to technology. I put a problem that maybe everybody or someone find in her real life. So the problem is, I'm too late for work. I always get after 10. I always miss the daily. So things. So imagine that obviously we are going to simulate an hour meeting or something like that in like 1 minute. So imagine we are going to put the mic here. Imagine that we are on the really. Imagine that we are at the meeting, and I'm telling you this. So I'm telling you that things I try. Maybe I get a shower night before and didn't work. I even get late later. I don't know how that happened, but didn't work. And the only thing is like set up 10 alarms, and I didn't get up early. So these are the two things that I already tried. So we are in a meeting, and I need new ideas. So what do you think about, or what do you think I can try?
But what new idea do you want to propose?
To prepare the clothes the day before.
Prepare the clothes the day before, yeah?
Go to bed earlier.
Sorry?
Go to bed earlier.
Okay, go to bed earlier.
Lots of coffee.
So-
Lots of coffee.
Oh, lot of coffee.
A lot of coffee. Oh, that's help.
Yeah, this is myself, I don't like
Well,
coffee.
coffee.
What else? No else?
Well, put the alarm far away from the bed.
Yeah, that's a good one. I don't get that late, but I have this problem. And what I have done is to put the alarm that I have to do a picture of the bathroom to stop the alarm. So, yeah.
Okay, so in like 1 minute, I already have 4 ideas. Thank you for this. Well, I know it's a really simple example. I know that the problems we encounter or we need in our work are a lot of difficult than this, but I wanted for you to get the idea on what we can focus on how we can at least try, because if you have a meeting with someone that is in remote and he's in his home and maybe he's playing with his dog, you can control that, okay? It's something that, okay, you can do anything about it, but at least you're here, you're giving something for him to see and to focus on the meeting, or at least to try.
Also, at the same time, everyone in the meeting, if you are on remote, everyone in the meeting will see exactly what we are talking about. Sometimes you talk about things, but if you don't have it written for everyone, it can get lost, someone cannot hear well. So with this, you can make things easier, I think.
Okay, this mostly during the meeting. And another thing I offer you and propose to you to try is, okay, you have a meeting, sometimes you have to make a minute, yeah, in English, or summary of what the meeting was about. Normally a mail with a text that nobody reads. Okay, so with the information you gather on the meeting, one way to represent this is like this. It's something that, okay, it's not that fast like Trello that you can write right away, but here, a simple box of text at as a bullet point, the things, and the simple as that, you have a minute of your meeting. And it's something that catch the eye, they only have like a black and white text. And the other example I wanted to show you is, well, it's not only the meetings are for problems, also we have meetings that we need to do something, okay? So we need, we need to do something. Sorry. Spanglish que se me cruzan los cables. Okay, we have a goal. So normally when we have a goal, we need to develop something new. We need to know what we need to do. Sometimes we need more people because we need someone else to help us, and identify the next steps to be able to do all this. So I put a really simple example. Like my goal is to get a washing machine. Okay, so what do I need to do if you want a new washing machine? What do you do if you want this? Research. Okay, maybe to see which kind. Okay, it was research maybe in the stores, maybe with your friends. What else? Sometimes the machines are expensive, right? Maybe we have to save some money. Okay, so maybe, another thing we need to do. Okay, that's really good. Yeah, save money. And another have and yeah, maybe looking for sales. Maybe, Black Friday is coming and maybe I have to wait. Okay, so, maybe we have identified 3 things that we need to do. And who do I need if I want to have a new washing machine? Are you going to install it by yourself? Really? No? So we need like a plumber, right? Someone that helps. I don't recommend you to install. Can be really tricky. Who else? Is someone here have a boyfriend?
Transportation.
Yeah.
Transport company.
Good one. Transport company. Or if you're married, maybe you need to opinion. Or if you're living with someone else, with some friends, maybe you need to have an opinion because maybe you want to have a really fancy washing machine and they don't want to pay for that. So maybe you need a partner or your friends or roommates. Okay, so we identify here that we can do this by yourself. So this is a really important thing to detect, to identify when we want to do something in our work. Because sometimes you say, we don't need anything, but when you are doing and you are coding, like, okay, hey, this is something I don't know, I don't have the information. Maybe I need an architect to know if what I'm doing is the correct way, or if I'm following the guidelines that should follow the project. Maybe I need someone else, and not necessarily you don't need to put like a name. It's simple. If you identify the role, it's good enough, because okay, maybe I need an architect. I don't know who, but I need an architect. Okay. Later you go and find and you put like a name, a last name for that person. But at least identify, because what can happen that you identify this later too late on the process and you don't have anybody, or that basically you try to do it by yourself and you install by yourself a washing machine in your home. Maybe it can get really problematic with the water, I don't know. So better to try to identify this before. And the next steps. Okay, so I have this. Later, so to go forward, to meet my goal, what do I need to do? What will be the next closer step? If someone here say some research, maybe write on WhatsApp group and ask for my friends, hey, do you recommend me some washing machine? Something you can do on your bed and you already have information for this. And something else I need to do? Maybe not so close, maybe thinking about the date of the installing is so far away that it's not right away next step. So at least to have this, you already have two things to do. And the important thing to, hey, let's do a checkpoint and review how this went. If we have enough information to think about the next step. And that meeting is going to, if you have this, for that next meeting, for the checkpoint, it's really useful because you already have the big picture. And what can happen? Okay, we already have the summary. If it's someone new on the team, hey, this is the updated and with the real information, and you don't have to spend half of the meeting explaining where you are, the point you are starting. You can start right away. And another good thing, you can detect that maybe the problem changed. Maybe I don't need a washing machine. Maybe I need a fridge or something like that. So maybe the problem, the focus, that's something really difficult to accept, that the problem you are trying to solve is not the real problem. Maybe it's bigger, maybe it's another area. So it helps to really see if the focus is in the correct problem, at least in that moment. Okay. So for this, the same proposal for the to share the minutes a little different, because we have a lot more things here. Pick the goal. Who do I need? Maybe the names, or maybe only the roles. You can put here front-end, architect, something like that. What do I need to do? Well, the next step. And really important and really big, next checkpoint to see if we meet all of these things. And another example, not only as a media, I think this can help also for a developer if he's going to do something. Is imagine you're going to do a refactor and you're going to remove the duplicated code. And sometimes you are going to start something, okay, there's like a special code over there, like a class that you need to be careful. It's good to have that identified. And imagine you have this and you print it and you put it in your desktop and, okay, hey, I have to be careful with this. And, well, maybe have the good practice and maybe identify people that I need. So it's something that you can do and to have it visually. If it's something that you need to review every time to see if you are taking into account these things, okay? Because maybe at the beginning I have to be careful with this code, with this class specifically. Maybe you forget about it, and maybe you touch it, and maybe you break something and you don't know, it's a bug, it's a big mess, and hey, if you have it and remember about that, maybe you avoid some big problem. And well, another example that we have over here is if you're lucky and you have everybody in the same room, this is the best way to do it. Post it and all physical. So it's better because everyone can write and have the time to think in something and put it into words. Sometimes it's not easy to put in a post-it or in big letters, no little, no small, some idea. If you are someone to explain the idea, sometimes it's difficult. So it's good to do this in person with the people. So if you have a meeting with all the people in the same room, this is really good. And not only this, also the agendas, have it like this, it have an impact, really good. Not only the people know what is coming on the meeting, you have okay, we are going to see this, we are here. Also, if you have like, I don't know here, if you call it, well, kickoff or inception meetings, like right after or before starting a project, it's more like a meeting that, okay, you need to do some things, but not necessarily in that order, but you need to cover all those things. So you can represent the things that, okay, we are 2 days, spending 2 days in this meeting, all the people are here, and these are the things that is good that we talk about that. So can help also that if you are spending a lot of time in one topic, for the people to see, hey, maybe we don't have time to talk about that, and I want to talk about that. So I have an agreement of everybody, okay, so we close this here and we start this, or we accept that and we don't have time for that. So it's a way to have really all the people, not only the facilitator or the scrum master of the project, but everybody be aware of what we need to do, okay? And okay, so this one the example, and here's some real applying. This was made by Silvia.
Actually, yesterday and today in my project we have the client came and they have a two days meeting with a lot of things to discuss. My Scrum Master and the project manager prepared the agenda, and they told me, "Oh, could you please do a picture?" Well, it was really helpful. Also, you put the time with post-its so it can change. So maybe you know when you have. Also, in this case, we add here how long each of them will take.
Or should take.
Yes.
Maybe have like I said before, maybe, hey, we only put like 50 minutes here, but we noticed that, hey, we need to spend more time here, and okay, so we need to take time for other place to be able to do that. So
actually in this case, I know today they changed a lot of this. I know they have some of the meetings really like that, but some of them changed the time. This was like mixed in one of the reunions, so it's really helpful. The client was really happy with this. They really like it, and it's so visual. So as she said, then you can say, I want to discuss about it. So stop working in this and go to the next step. So it's
sometimes to be honest with yourself, like, hey, we can cover all this, so let's choose. And that's why it's really useful to have the times on post-it, so you can change it and don't put it right away on the paper, because, well, you can put a post-it on the top, but you get the idea. And this is another example of an agenda. This was longer. This was like 3-4 days inception. So well, was at the beginning was without the post-it, so we added during the meetings. So it's a good thing to also to remember what we did, because this is interesting when you review this like 3-4 months later that you did in inception. You see how everything changed, but it's not a bad thing. But it's good to know and to be aware what things you thought at the beginning or you thought you need on the project. And yeah, everything here, the agenda, and this. Yeah, this is.
Yeah. Well, in these meetings of yesterday and today, first of all, the presenter, let's say, wanted to know what the people who was coming, the client, what they were their expectations of the meeting. So at the end, they could see what they have covered during the meeting. Today, when they finished, they have all of this here. And when they finished, okay, they took one post-it, and they say, okay, this one, you wrote it. Do you think you covered your expectation in this? We resolved all your doubts and everything. So most of the post-its came to this, and just one was pending here because it was too technical. And it's also good that you know, okay, we didn't talk about it, but we have to. So it's good that you have it there. We need to cover that expectation. And this, in this case, the presenter wanted to do some connections. They have the features they want to do the next year. They also knew their KPI, but they didn't have any goals. So this picture was so good for them to know we need also a goal here. So it's just a tree, but it's a metaphor or whatever you want. Okay, so it's
can be applied in different situations. In this case, to maybe map the features and the KPIs with a goal. And the last one was the path. This is more typical.
Yeah, we have in the tree before, we have the features they wanted to do the next year. So at the end, you can have a path of the goal was to end the year with a new application with some new features, and we decided to talk about quarters. So what they want to integrate every quarter. They didn't use it, but in this roadmap, let's say, what I also apply, but they didn't use it, is this, to talk about maybe what things can cause this doesn't happen. So we have this, we fall, and it doesn't work, okay? So it's just a template, and
You can adapt or what you need during the meeting.
and you can use for whatever roadmap. Or I also use this in my company. I have once a year a reunion talking about my career, where I want to go or whatever. And when I receive the email, we have to talk in 2 weeks, I just prepare this. I put my goals. I put what I wanted to do during this year. And also I wrote if something goes wrong, it's because of this. And I remember I put here a house, like this is my comfort zone, and I want to move to my new goals. So it's just a fridge picture, like a little kid, but it's so helpful, and you have all the information in one place. Also today during the meeting, as they have this in the walls, they were talking about with that goal, with that thing. So it was so useful for the people in the meeting to talk about the things and to be clear on what they have. So it helps a lot.
Okay, so I think, that was the last. So here the reference, this is a book that Silvia had. It's really good. It's really visual, but also offer a lot of examples on if you are interested in applying or maybe selling this even more on your company and to really use it. About the psychology of colors, the links, we get information, and also these two links, all the icons you see here, we didn't drag them. We get them of these two. This one is, I love it, the flight icon. It's really good because it's a simple search. You put a word, you have like a lot of icons. It's good because you can download in different sizes. You can put the color you want, even with the code of the color, so you can adapt to your presentation the colors of your company. But obviously put the reference on your presentation. But sometimes the company have some icon library, so that is useful. And if you don't have it, it's something good to propose. Okay, for the presentations or for the documentation, we have all these icons that you can use it. So it's really good because you don't have to think of looking something. If you already have it, it's more easier to know, okay, I want to represent the security section. Well, maybe a lock or something like that, and it's faster to identify. And that's all. So if you have questions or opinions.
Okay. If nobody has questions, there's pizza, pequeños, and some drinks over there.
Okay.